Yeah, so when we move out to the bridge, you're going to be on point up to the bridge of one, and then another.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Squad Ops Operation Potluck. I'm here today. I am ShadowedRitual to bring you Session 1. And I'm actually really excited for this op. This is a brand new op, and we're trying something a little bit different. It's not just one point, or it's not just one objective. There are basically 6 different ways to approach this objective on both sides. So there's just
have to take over Squad 4.
I think 36. I think is how you do it. 6 times 6.
Unless you want to give the blow.
I don't know math. That's hard. But there's so many different possibilities for people to complete this op, and we're actually going to throw up the graphic for you, and I'm going to go through this op before I actually go through the commands and everything to sort of give you an idea of this operation. Basically, the U.S. have 3 different spots they can spawn into. They roll a die, a single 6-sided die, 1 through 6, and that's their start location. So they have 3 different spots they can start into. And then there are 6 different spots on the map. Those green squares, those are the objectives that the U.S. has to move to and set down a fob. And I'm actually going to read out the exact situation, so you sort of get an idea of why they're moving forward. The U.S. situation is your platoon has been tasked with setting up a COP in the Gordok area. There's a new group of armed bandits that are seizing control of various infrastructure in the area, and our command needs an outpost to base patrols out of. We are not clear on the capabilities of the enemy or their strength, or even if they are even operating in the Gordok area. So basically the US has to start at one of the 3 flags, and depending on the die roll, that's where they're going to start. 1 is at the top right, 6 is at the bottom left, 2 through 5 is in the bottom right. And then one of the 6 locations in green. The militia objective, or the militia situation is fire starts with wooden spark. We have the wood. Let's create a spark. Move out and engage the U.S. forces and test our men against the rumored greatest army in the world. And basically, they roll a 6-sided die, and they start out at one of the red and black shield locations. And each one of the locations, they have a different loadout. Or 1 through 5 have a loadout, and 1, 3, and 5 have a loadout. 2, 4, and 6 have their own specific loadout. And it's sort of, they've got different areas and different equipment to start out in each location. The U.S., yes, we have the wood. The U.S. Per squad, they have 2 automatic riflemen, 1 light anti-tank, 1 medic per squad, and for the platoon, they get 2 machine guns, 2 medium machine guns. And for the vehicles, they get 2 MRAPs, open top, 2 strikers, unarmed, which means we've taken out the gun and they're only left with their, they only have the scope. And then 4 Logis, each with 1,000 ammo and 1,000 bullets. And if they manage to get to the fob, they can put down 2 HMGs. The militia, they start, for the squad, they get 2 automatic riflemen, 2 lats, and 1 medic. That is for every situation, that's what they get for the squad. If they roll a 1, 3, or a 5, they can add 1 GL per squad. And if they roll a 2, 4, or 6, they get 2 scouts for the platoon. For the vehicles, they get 2 trans trucks every single time. If they roll a 1, 3, or a 5, they get an SPG techie, 2 Dishka techies, and 1 rocket techie. If they roll a 2, 4, or a 6, they get 2 Logi techies with any supply loadout they want. Whether it be more build points or more ammo points, it's up to them. 1 SPG, 1 Dishka, and they get a fob with 1 mortar or 2 HMGs. So the militia have 2 different ways they can play it from 6 different locations, either a heavy GL or 2 different ways they can play it depending on their role. They can either have they either get the fire support of the GL and then a techie Wolfpack, or they get a pretty intense mortar fob with Dishka and SPG supports. So it's actually going to be really exciting to see how this op is played. And I'll actually go ahead and give you the numbers that they rolled. I know the U.S. rolled a 4, so they're going to be moving towards the let's see what point they're moving for. They rolled a 4, so they're going to be defending the B4 point. They start at the southeast, where everybody is spawned in, and then they have to defend the B4 keypad. It is a... it's not the best keypad they've got to work with. None of their keypads are actually like insanely good. E10 is actually okay. L3 is okay. But B4, D4, B6, and D8, those are all out in the middle of nowhere, and they're going to have to be super sneaky when they try to get down there. So we'll see how they plan on going about completing this. I'm gonna try and find what
Two AR guys picked the fire team lead thing, right?
In Expit, we're moving to the command for the militia time, and we're actually going to try and figure out where he's moving. I can't actually ask in admin chat. I was just about to ask in admin chat what role did the militia get, but the thing is, all staff would be able to see that, including the members on the US team. So that's actually not a good thing. Let's see. Another interesting addition for this, we're using the mod. Another interesting addition is they added a bridge.
And XF's game is not loading for him, so he's basically trying to fix it.
If I can find this, they added 2 bridges.
What do you mean not loading?
To
like
the
just literally isn't working.
Gordok River. Where did they go?
The game is all for like the server.
Right, I'll go to this bridge over here that I know for a fact I just saw.
Masking.
And here's the the militia start location. They're starting in,
not try and do
which means they rolled a 2, and they started E12-9, Desna. So they have a very aggressive area to start in and sort of move from. They got the techie Wolfpack squad down there. They get oh no, they get the 2 Lodgies. So they're gonna get mortars, and then they get a Dishka and a SPG. So that's gonna be really exciting for them. I know Expert likes his mortars. And we'll see if they decide to use it. Here's this other bridge that was added to Gordok. You see it down there. It was added to sort of give us a few more options. It was really easy to camp the 3 bridges on the center part of Gordok. So we added 2 more, one on the south and then one on the north. And it sort of means that the defending platoon, if they're trying to stop them from crossing the river, can't hold every bridge at once. Or can't, watch every bridge at once. Mike put notes out. Yeah, no, I'm not Karmakut. For those of you wondering, I am ShadowedRitual. I'm one of the managers for the Squad Ops community. Karma is on. He's out of town. He left for the week. He'll be back Wednesday to give you guys all that whitelist action that you so crave. But for now, we're going to give you one of our Squad Ops events. It's a one life event. And the objective, we'll go over in just a sec, but basically a one-life event is when you die, you are out. The medics cannot get you up. If you get shot and you bandage, the medic can heal you, but once you die, you're dead. So it really brings a real sense of immersion to these games and these sort of situations we're putting people in. I'll go over... Karma, come back to us. We'll see. Basically, let me go over commands and sort of who's running the show. For squad leads, or command on the US team, we have Rose Dragon, who this is his 2nd, maybe 3rd time commanding. He's starting to pick it up a little bit. He's one of our up-and-coming commanders. He's done okay every time he's commanded so far. Then for squad leads, we have Swine, Nacho, Best Pony, and Dwarf. All very experienced squad leaders. All of these squad leaders have squad led dozens of times, some, probably breaking that 100 off at this point. And I'm expecting a good show out of the US. The militia have 4 command. They have Expit, an extremely experienced commander. He's a good commander. He has his own style. Like, everything about Expit is he's a very methodical commander, and he is able to adapt very, very well, and I just love watching him command and watch the positions he puts his platoon in, and for the most part it works out. And for the squad leads, we have Jack, Dentrick,
what's special
Tedish, and Sphinx.
Good weapon.
The most
Think of that
experienced squad lead is going to be Jack.
Yeah.
I'd say Jack
Okay.
Tedish. Tedish is the most experienced command. This guy is a monster when it comes to actually shooting, and he's a pretty solid squad lead. And then followed by Jack. Those are the two most experienced commands. Sphinx and Dentric. I can't. Sphinx I've seen a lot. Dentric I haven't seen as much. And but they're both pretty solid from what I have seen of them. But I'm really expecting Squad 2 and Squad 4 for the most Tedish and Jack. They're really going to be picking up a lot of the slack, and I'm figuring that Xbit's going to try and put Sphinx and Dentric in more of a defensive position. Greetings from Denmark, Soren Kass. Welcome. Hello. Denmark's pretty far from where I am. I am in Texas, so yeah, quite a ways away. I believe the U.S. is going in for their platoon brief, and unluckily I was far away looking at the rest of the map. We're gonna try and catch them. Hello, Redstone. So he added more bridges, making it easier for the attack team instead of just forcing them to adapt. It's not that it's making it easier for the attack team. It's just a lot of our Gordok ops right now are they're stale. I kind of want to say it. Every single time, if they have to cross a bridge, they know which bridges they're going to cross. They know how they're going to stop them, and it just becomes a suicide trying to cross the bridge. And so we're trying to add a little more variety to the matches. And if the bridges don't end up working out, then I mean it's not super hard to take them away. And we're here. Let's try and listen to the U.S. brief.
MRAPs are going to be hosted by Nacho. You are going to have one MRAP following behind the convoy, and the other one kind of roaming around looking for trouble near the convoy, though. I don't want you guys going too far away, but just kind of be off to our sides, off to our flanks. Just keep an eye out for coming at us. Otherwise, the plan is just get up there, build the defense, make it all work. If we get ambushed before the way up there, we'll corral the vehicles off to the side of the road, and we will set everything up and just defend them, fend them off. Once they're fended off, we'll all hop back in the vehicles and keep moving up. Do I have any questions?
What are we going to contact IED?
We don't know if they have IEDs or mines. We're going to assume they do. So just be really careful, keep an eye out for those things. Enemy forces are kind of unknown right now. Not really sure what all they have possibly over there. Hopefully there's nothing. Like, I hope it's quiet and peaceful and just a lovely stroll through the woods.
We're not going to have any infantry on foot waiting for the vehicles.
We're going to try to get the whole convoy to position gold, and then once we're there, establish our firing position, spread out around it, and defend the area.
What do we do when we get to gold?
We're going to set up the fob. Pony is in charge of setting it up. There's a nice cliff off to the eastern side of it that will make a good firing pit. So we'll set up the MGs there, and then set up sandbags around that location. And then just kind of hold it off. We'll kind of organize it with the squad leads once we get there and get it a little bit more detail. The MRAPs will be kind of roaming around looking for trouble after we get there.
What's the chain of
command will be first me, then Pony, then Dorf, Nacho, then Swine. Any other thoughts, questions, or concerns?
Yes. So if we get a small arms fire, we break contact and then engage, or do we keep on driving to Bravo?
We'll make the call on the fly. If it's light contact, we'll try to keep going. If it's heavier contact, we will pull off the road into the woods, corral the vehicles, get out, set up a perimeter, defend it, and then once they're fended off...
Looks like they're just doing a question and answer phase. Hello, everybody. I saw people from New England. I see Virginia, West Virginia. I saw some more Texas people. Hello, everybody tuning in. I'm not going to give you more detail than South Texas, Southeast Texas. I don't want you guys cyber stalking me and all that. But their basic plan for the U.S. is they're going to move along the south side of the map. This is hilarious the way it worked out. They're going to move along the south side of the map and approach the bridge at D12, and they're going to try and move north from there. So the U.S. plan is basically skirt the edge of the map and get to their objective unseen and unknown.
Yeah, that could go
They
better.
do not know that the militia rolled a 2, and we'll be starting at Desna, the very bridge that they are trying to cross. So the way their plan sounds like it's going to work out is they're not even considering the drive and getting caught on the drive as a factor. They're not factoring it in enough. They're not. I don't think they're going to scout far enough. It seems that they want to keep their vehicles really close, so it means really close together, which means they're going to get spotted sooner, and that there's not going to have any kind of element there to flank. We'll see how they play out. We'll see how they adapt. But for now, they're planning for too late. They got to plan for the trip, and then when they get there, have your plan ready, but then deal it out from there.
And then we'll swallow the trucks in line.
I'm from Austria. Hello from Austria. Hades, if you die in this, you're out. Yes, it is a one-life event. So as soon as you die, you are out. The medics can heal you if you get shot. They can bandage you if you get shot. But if you're incapacitated with the little lightning symbol above your head, they cannot do anything.
Is it strike, then all the lodges, then other striker, then one MRAP?
And look at this convoy that they're getting set up. They got everybody posted. They've got the 2 open top MRAPs. They've got 4 lodges with 1,000 build points each, and then they've got these 2 unarmed strikers. They are strikers without the MG. A lot of the problems that we've had with the ops is a kind of power creep. Whereas as we get more and more vehicles, they added the striker, they added the 30 mil things. We're just adding them into the ops, and we're having to add in more and more things to counter them. And the way we've started trying to sort of move our mod to is less overpowered vehicles. Yes, we are going to have some ops with the 30 mil. Yes, some ops are going to have a striker with the gun and things like that. But we're going to try and move to these personnel carriers that are strictly armored personnel carriers. They can't sit back with the ops.
We're going to take the green route.
They can't sit back with the optic and just pick people off with no way to counter. Now you actually have to get in the fight, and then you can degun these MRAPs, which make it a little bit balanced. So we're still playing around with it. We're still seeing what works, what doesn't. This is the 3rd official time we've used the mod. So there's still things to be playing around. Another good note, something notable about the op is, look at this. I'm on the map. I'm zoomed in. None of your vehicles show up on the map. You have to identify them by looking at them, and if they have the name tag. Sometimes at range they don't even have the name tag, but just recognizing that they cannot be seen. You cannot see on the map. You can't rely on that. And the only people, the only infantry that will show up on the map are squad leads, fire team leads, and medics, which are squad leads. They have these squad lead roles. The fire team lead role have the corporal chevrons, and then the medics. They are the only people that show up on the map. So people have to stay a lot closer together, and it really it makes that much more immersive. I love not being able to see myself. Your people are staying together in fire teams. You don't have this one guy going out, even if the squad lead's telling him he's more inclined to stay closer within audio range. No Mercy, who instigated squad ops? It's so cool. It was a group of people, from my understanding. I'm not one of the original founders of squad ops, but I believe definitely Karma was the spear point in getting this rolling. But it was a group of people who were sitting around, playing squad, coming from other games too. I believe I need to actually learn this history a little bit better. They come from other games, coming to squad and talking about what would be cool is if they had these one life immersive kind of event. And it is definitely Karma's brainchild, but he had some help along the way. I know it's a bad time to build a gaming PC, but if I didn't, what GPU would you recommend to play squad at 60 FPS? I'm not the greatest expert on computers. I can tell you I have a 1070 and I'm hitting well above 60. So maybe a 1060, maybe a 1050 Ti would be right in your alley.
Clear guns up first. Alright, just
Where's the other vehicle?
Yeah, 1080. Yeah, I'm playing. I get well above 60 at 1080p. I don't have
there's only 2
I don't have
discords.
4K or whatever's in between.
Yeah, there's only one dish gun. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right. It's.
Are you getting questions outside of Twitch chat? Yes, Strazik. That's why I'm trying to repeat the names as often as possible. We are streaming to Squad Ops Twitch and YouTube, and Karmakut's Twitch and YouTube. So I'm getting questions from several different places.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, and James, Squad is CPU heavy, and that is definitely true. Squad is a very CPU heavy game, and I have an i5 6600K, so I get pretty solid frames. I'm getting 71 right now, and I'm streaming, and you know, doing all this other stuff with you guys.
Are you safe?
I'm really excited to see.
Good to go.
What Expert plans to do? You guys get to see him. And live at 1:32, so live in 30 seconds. And it looks like he's got both of these transports loaded up, and he's getting them to go elsewhere. He's not going to all in on this defending the south base. He doesn't know they're going for this south bridge, so he's rightfully so doing a wide sort of defense, getting eyes on bridges. And the way I know Expert likes to play is these guys are there to scout. They're not going to engage. They're going to get some pot shots if they can, but they're going to just scout, get the information, and from there Expert's plan can come together.
Bravo 4.
Hades, Elvo, we've got similar PCs. Yeah, Hades. Mine actually, I got inspiration from the it was PC part picker or whatever. That's how I sort of got mine together, just reading all those and sort of building something that was similar to like I guess this is like a mid-range build or a low-end entry or a high-end entry build.
Yeah, we're moving out.
Is sort of what I see it as. And we're live. Militia have fanned out.
We'll get told.
We've got Expert actually taking charge of the or in one of the vehicles. He's not planning to stick around
So we'll be able to figure it out.
Desna. And it looks like they're just moving to get a wide view of everything.
We're by the river somewhere.
Love us though. We'll be like rectional experts.
No mercy. Loving the commentary. It's helpful because I'm new to the game. Obviously, it isn't vanilla, but still, and that's the thing. It's not vanilla, so there are some things that don't transfer over. But a lot of this kind of does. I felt like I'm still a bad shot. This isn't going to help your aim or anything like that. But what this really does help out is your communication. And that's sort of something you'll get with our SOTT basics, and which is required to be on this to participate in the ops. And it's communication is a big part of it. You know, accurate, brief.
I can barely hear anything.
Concise, I believe, is what our ABCs are. And basically, you just keep the communications to what's necessary. And a lot of our squad leads, like in the ops, they'll be like, all right, if you're just a regular squad member, try and keep it to local. Try and keep your communication to local. If you have something super important to say, yeah, go ahead and say it in squad comms. But squad comms will stay generally with the fire team leads and the squad leads, because those are the guys who will really have to communicate over long distances. And it really does help with communication like that. So it's pretty neat.
Y'all good? Y'all good there?
Yeah, we spun out. We're good now.
Copy. Keep following past us. Alright, we got a straight logic unit now.
Looks like we've got a lot of the U.S. have made a push.
There we go.
Well, looks like they're getting somebody who spawned in late.
I think we're full.
And they're getting their convoy moving. They're trying to get it moving west, just following the MSR along the edge of the road.
We're good.
Or along the edge of the map, I should say. Hello, Alex Cruz. I'm guessing you're from Minnesota, which is why you're saying it so loud. Or in all caps. I picture everybody who speaks in all caps is just yelling at me. I figure most people do.
Copy.
Alright, let's bring the whole convoy back to
Would it be safe to expect a sale on Good Friday?
Sure
I have $40 and squad is 43. Arm and Cetus, I honestly couldn't tell you how or if the chances of there being a sale is high. I can tell you that they do sales often, either from Humble Bundle or just a squad sale. They do sales often, and if you're short just $3, I'd wait a little bit, and the chances are of a sale. Chances are on a sale happening is actually pretty high.
Alright.
I couldn't tell you how soon.
Let's move up. When we get to the river, let's stay on the south side of the road.
Mr. UC, Shadow. Hello, Mr. UC.
And we're good to go.
Serenska, I think they like to drift. Yeah, a lot of the best part about the techies is the drifting. They are a death box any other way, but driving them sure is fun. You can sure, you know, zip around the map. I think their max speed I've reached is like 115k. So I'm sure a better driver could definitely reach further than that. And looks like the U.S. convoy is on the move. They're just gonna skirt the edge of the map and right into view of this U.S. or this militia militia squad led by Dentrick, who's left here on the south side of the map. And Dentrick should see this convoy moving through. They have to ride Riverside. There's no cover. The only thing in front is this striker. It does have the command optics, but they're moving. There's no way they're going to see these people on the hilltop over there. Jack Snyder, hello. No Tokyo drift. It is a techie drift. That's for sure.
When we get to the bridge, I want to go ahead and just take our time.
Semi new to squad, but the addiction has set in. Would love to get involved in some of the squad ops, community events, but unsure how. Can you give us some tips on how to get involved? Well, Derek, basically check us out at squadops.gg. From there, you will register and create an account. And once you do that, you will link to our Discord, get your two linked, and then sign up for a basic. Once you sign up for basic, you and complete your basic training, you can sign up for all of our events. They are posted. We've shifted from posting them all at the beginning of the month to posting them basically weekly. So that way, these new people who are coming in at the middle of the month have an actual chance to sign in. This is really ballsy play by them. They're just going. They're not even on the road. They're just trying to get to this bridge as soon as possible. And let's see, we've got Ben and DFF who have eyes on them. They're just following them, and you've got another full 4 infantrymen trying to cross. One of this guy, who's this? Ben. Ben is a lat, and he's ready. He's ready to nail these guys as they try and cross the bridge. Bob Jones, any events not on Saturdays?
Take it slow.
Come on.
I will answer that question in just a sec, Bob. We have something exciting about to happen. We've got Ben lining up on Dwarf.
Yeah, guys looking at.
Dwarf is that center guy, or he's that front.
All right, let's pull back.
He's in the front striker. Infantry have been spotted.
Push west.
Infantry have been spotted. This guy has been spotted. The guy I'm on has been spotted. They're saying he's been spotted.
Southeast of the bridge.
They're southeast of the bridge. All right,
this cover has been blown.
West.
They're getting out. All U.S. Vics are pushing out. Look at that. Look at them scrambling.
Cross or just on this side?
Hold on this side. Let's get into the tree line.
Being told to get into the tree line.
We'll dismount the squads that are mounted up, and we'll do this a little bit slower.
Yeah. So to answer the other events not on Saturday, we do run 2 events on Saturday, and we do run an event on Wednesday, and we do. We've started running an event on Friday.
Let's have people dismount here. Turn off as well.
This MRAP looks like MRAP doesn't know what it's doing. It looks like it's trying to get in the river. It's trying to get eyes on. This is what it's doing. Look, it's firing. Yep. It doesn't know what it's shooting at. It doesn't know what it's shooting at. It's not shooting at anything.
We're just going to do this piecemeal, one vehicle at a time. Actually, one MRAP will cross first.
It doesn't know what it's shooting at. Look at these guys. Oh, gunner shot out. Unfortunate from a guy with a goat. Irish Drunk hops right in. Gets shot once. Don't do it, Okay, Irish Drunk gets shot out too. You can't do that. Evil John needs to get out. No latch fired, but they took out 2 of the gunners.
They just lost 2 guys.
2 gunners down from that. I need to try and find another. There's another MRAP. Sam and Jack are in this.
What's up with that?
They took out one. Baffinator goes down. And now they have good eyes on where the infantry are. There we go. They now have good eyes. This is good. Good covering fire from them. And we'll see if they try and get some vehicles across. This is fucking amazing. Yeah, no mercy. This is an intense bridge crossing for sure. They've lost 3 guys already. 3 guys. These 9, I don't believe I think they've only killed 2.
Shooting
we had them 2.
Maybe 1.
We already have confirmed kills on that side of the river.
Okay. Why are they gonna cross? Why are you gonna try this? This is.
Dorf, I want you to go ahead and reorient
okay.
to the northeast.
Do it. Get across. Go. Stop hesitating.
Reorient northeast.
Not a good idea.
Yeah,
but do it. If you're gonna get across, go. Trying to go super slow across, it's not gonna work. This MRAP gets shot. Evil John, Drusco get one shot on it. Seabass and Pony getting across. Look at that. You see Seabass, no hesitation. He's even gonna push the MRAP out of the way, saying, "Go. Get out of this line of fire. Go now." That was good. Good job on Seabass. He may go down in the process. But he got the MRAP out of the way, and that fire support's going to be a little more important than 1,000 ammo and 1,000 build points. Do all players have shadows in them? Can't find it in the room. TikTok, we can't control, or we don't control your settings.
Roger that.
Because in the end, it's not about, you know, win or lose. It's about the experience and things like that, and we respect people enough. And for them to sort of try and not try and game the system. So we don't really try and force any kind of like I think there's a tournament settings they can do. They're 2 dead on that hill. FX 1000 and the D. Took out those 2. Most of the rest of the militia looks like they pushed out. But so there's no rule on shadows or anything like that. More exciting than a professional esports PUBG tournament. Can't say I've ever watched a professional esports PUBG tournament, so my the comparison may be accurate, maybe not. I like to think I take my commentating inspiration from League of Legends, which was my game for like 3 years before I discovered Squad and dropped everything about it. PUBG, that's laughable.
1 times enemy SL eliminated.
Yeah, we're just waiting for one of my
trying to see the rest of the solution. I'm gonna back up from this action. Looks like a majority of this action on this end is stopped.
Let's go and push north.
Looks like they've crossed a majority, and a majority have crossed, and the rest of the militia camping that bridge have left. Let's see what the rest of the militia has planned. They haven't pushed further than the edge of the river, and there's an entire squad here who is led by Tedish. Squad 2 from the militia are pushing in from the west. Oh my god, and I completely passed over this squad. Who's in this squad?
What copies?
Arbo, Big Red. This is probably the remainders of Tetris squad. No, there's 2 full squads here. Yeah, this is like 2 full squads. Ready to ambush.
Ready, go ahead.
The Russians. Or sorry, the Americans. Is this Command? Is Command over here? I need to figure out who these guys are, but yeah, there's 2 full squads over here. In a perfect ambush position. They're just waiting. Engine off. Just waiting. Getting lats ready. Getting everything ready.
I'm assuming SL3.
They're ready.
My squad was hit.
That's going to be exciting when they decide to pull the trigger on this.
Across the river, and let's meet up where squad 1 and 2 are. We're going to push up from there.
Yeah, Tragic. I'm in the same boat. It's.
And we'll
I'm bad. So I got to gold and I was done. Like I'm bad. I'm really bad. But I got to gold, and that was like I was like, this is as far as I'm gonna get. I'm done. But I will still play with friends and things like that.
Did we lose any vehicles?
Watching this makes me want to buy a PC and play only this game. I feel you. I definitely feel you. I'm your second father. This is an amazing game. It's still in alpha, and I have like 1,800 hours in it. And I just know I'm going to put so much more as this goes on. And the ambush is kicked off by Tedish's squad, who's in a... Oh my god, this is perfect. This is perfect. Tedish is in this squad, drawing pressure from the north with 5 guys, and he's got 6 guys on the other side on a closer hill that they have no idea. Tedish goes down. Tedish goes down. That's going to be big. But this squad is drawing pressure, and hopefully the squad on the other end goes down. That's big, though. We're switching to an American point of view. He's trying to shoot at this ambush, but Tedish goes down. A squad lead, an original squad lead, goes down, which means the fire team lead has to pick up the slack. And you don't, and that doesn't always happen. We are working on our fire team lead course and a squad lead course. That way we can get more people experience and sort of what we expect out of the fire team leads. But for right now, our fire team leads are all strictly volunteers for the most part. So this fire team lead, who is Noble 6, has to pick up the slack for Tedish.
I want all squads.
Noble 6 is a name I do recognize, so hopefully he does pick up the slack accordingly. But he needs to manage these guys over here and make sure they keep this pressure on. Techie has pushed up. And it looks like a majority of the U.S. have made it across the river, but they haven't crossed the road leading to the river.
Alright, they got crossfire on the ridge.
Crossfire has been called. They know.
There's MRAPs up here for close fire support.
Yeah, MRAPs.
Very good use of the techies. Back and forth, just back and forth. Just hit and run.
We got a techie on the north.
There goes another. INS, or militia takes one, loses one. US, or militia loses another. They need to pull out. They're using, see, I thought Walrus here would just pull in, get some shots out, and then pull back. That's what they need to do. Use these as a, just a mobile fire base. But they lose 2 for their troubles.
Do we want to drive west or run west?
Start driving
I'm gonna try and switch views over here and get some behind the back of these Americans. Their backs are against the river. They've got vehicles in a sort of security huddle, and they're trying to bring MRAPs up. But the cover from militia is non-existent.
Yeah, not
almost.
Do we have comms with the MRAP? Yeah,
Jack.
Jack road here.
Hold on, there's a lot of
Go ahead.
Who do you guys rent the server, or your server from? We're actually self-hosted, Jose. We have an amazing behind-the-scenes guy, Barton, who does basically everything technical, with the help of his team. But he's done a great job on self-hosting our servers and things like that.
And start moving them west when the MRAPs.
They're pulling the MRAPs up. They need to get these to a good firing position, release some pressure off this hill. And then they need to keep moving. The thing they do not know is, militia's already been pulled off the hill. Only thing we're seeing up there is dead bodies. Yep. Militia's 100% pulled off that hill. They've got one remainder, who is this Nico, who's the last person to run off. But Exped is being very militia-like. Hit and run, use your techies to your advantage, use the speed, and delay. Just delay. And it's turned a bit for them. The U.S. have lost 7, and militia have lost 9 for their troubles. I thought the initial engagement was really good. I guess it just kept getting picked off in angles we weren't able to follow. We did manage to see a lot of those kills from the techies, and we did see Tedish go down, but they lost a few more in that in this entire engagement. What is this called, Alex Cruz? This is Squad. The game is called Squad, the community is called Squad Ups, and we are running Operation Potluck. For those of you just joining us, the objective of this operation is for the U.S. here to reinforce a chosen position determined by a die roll. Their die roll determined that they have to defend the B4 keypad, which is 3, 6, 9.
Alright, Lodges are pulled off next
like 1,800 meters away north,
let's start pushing
just south of where militia spawned in. So they've got quite a ways they need to go. And the militia have done a great job delaying
I have guys
these
infantry. They're pushing back to me.
Let's find out where the rest of the militia have disappeared to, and they've literally just pulled back to a line. They pulled back one hill, and they're waiting. They're just going to let the U.S. move a little bit. They're going to let them push forward, and they're hoping they're going to go through these hills. I think that's their thought process. They're going to hope they go through these hills, and they're going to ambush them.
Unfortunately, the medic was the one guy who died.
But the thing is that's not Rose Dragon's plan.
Alright, I'll send my medic.
Rose Dragon's plan is to continue pushing west.
Yep. So
and
are we going to try and just
hold that west? Or push north, not the west. We're switching to Exped's perspective, who is the command for the militia, and we'll sort of try and get a good idea of what his plan is from here.
You got it. So you want us to split our squad?
No, actually keep them together. Go out to the Bravo 9 area and set up some place where you can ambush them if they're going to go up the west side. Yeah. Take all your guys out there. Take all your guys out there.
You got it. So we're looking at that main road
road
leads all the way up into Militia Main. That's what we're going to be looking at.
Yeah.
One of the things you're hearing is they're trying to figure out what happened to their strikers. So they don't appear on the maps.
You'll run into.
So they almost misplaced one.
You got it. All right, everyone mount up.
2, this is 1. You guys get any kind of audio or anything over there?
The other techie, so that way we don't have them all
negative.
into one
Quiet.
vehicle. All our AT.
Say that again. You want to split up the 18? It's a fine idea. Okay, let's get 1 18-inch.
We're keeping eyes to our west, make sure they don't do some kind of wide flank.
1 copies. Break. We're gonna go ahead and start.
3, move your second MRAP up to you.
Just done with Xbig's perspective. He's the squad lead on screen right now, and it looks like he had a QRF force of a Dishka-Techie, a SPG Techie, and 2 extra infantrymen, and he sent them out to patrol west. Great call on his part. He realizes his west doesn't have the best coverage, and so he's sending these guys out to scout.
Actually, 3, send
Good
the
call. Good maneuvering. This is classic Xbig. He knows what he's doing. He's played plenty of ops, and he's commanded, a metric book ton.
Alright, pick up the other.
How do you participate in this? Ronders, check us out at squadops.gg. We have a link to our Discord there. And register, register, link your Discord, and then register for one of our SOTT basics.
Actually, push out on.
And from there, you can participate in our events as soon as you complete basic. We do have a single open op a month. It is the first Wednesday of the month, so if you can sneak in there, you can definitely try out our ops without having to do our basic training. But that's basically it. Register on our website, link your Discord, and register for a basic training.
That'll be alright.
Is there Air Force or only ground vehicles? Right now, there are only ground vehicles, Second Father. They are planning on adding in helicopters. I don't know about anything else. So, I guess that's technically an Air Force, but I'm pretty sure like the Army has an aviation
we're getting the
wing or whatever.
The striker, so don't worry about it.
Regiment?
Alright,
Division's bigger.
Squad 4, you're in your striker?
Italian's smaller.
Or are you on foot?
I'm not sure, but they do have they're planning on adding helicopters, and I think that's the only ground or air vehicle. It always needs more people focused on tactics like this. Some servers are just like 80 people playing COD. Joe O'Brien, completely agree with you. Sometimes you hop in a server and it's just a complete clusterfuck. You don't know what's going on, and nobody's communicating. People are just in for the kills. You could check out our whitelist server and our Invasion 24/7 server. You don't need to register on our website for that unless you want a free whitelist spot. But you can just hop into our whitelist server and our Invasion 24 server, and we do have a lot of people who play regularly who like to take the game pretty serious for a game, and they like to have a good time, and they definitely like to communicate and do everything that you feel you should be getting out of squad for the most part. Sometimes you're not. We don't really, besides moderating our events, for team killing and things like that. We don't really hinder the play styles of a lot of our squad leads. So you are going to get some bad squad leads sometimes, but for the most part, I feel like we have a pretty good group of squad leads on the Invasion server and our whitelist server.
Other MRAP stick with the Lodgies.
If I am registered, do I get a whitelist spot? Randall, yes. If you register on our website and if you register on our website and you have the correct Steam 64 ID, you get a free whitelist spot.
Charlie 9.
And as soon as the server restarts, I should say.
To the crossroad with the railroad.
And basically, that whitelist spot means if there's a waitlist and there are people who don't have whitelist spots on that waitlist, you skip them. If there are other whitelist spots, obviously you can get behind them, but you skip everybody who isn't registered. And for a lot of the times, you get to skip a good chunk.
I like that idea.
The U.S. forces have sent out the MRAP to scout. Curious choice. I'd much have preferred the striker since it's stronger and it's literally only here to scout. But we'll see how this MRAP fares. Oh, miss. Who shot that? Nuke Duke. No, HML.
Alright, 3 and 4 pull back.
Hey, Jamel took a last shot. Oh, and MRAP goes down.
And one.
So MRAP gets taken out from a sneaky techie placement. We had Nuke here, HML, Walrus, Arbo, and Kasongo here, and a hunter-killer team. They took out one for their They took out one militiaman for their troubles, but this position that the militia were in, they managed to take out an MRAP pretty easily. I'll take one. Like if I'm this squad, I'll lose one member to take out. You know, three squad leads or three US and an MRAP. That's a big deal. And one of those guys is a lat. That's an even bigger deal. Cool. I've been registered and basic certified since Thursday. That's awesome, Randall. We'll be posting some of our, more and more of our events as the month goes on. You should just be sure to keep an eye on our website. Keep an eye on the calendar, and as soon as they go up, try and get a spot.
Squad 4 strikers moving out.
Thank you. 3, do you have your MRAPs coming back?
Anybody know how to rent a server just to practice fob building? Jose, you don't actually need a server. Like if it's just you on your own, just wanting to practice like on a specific map or anything, you can hop on the training range, and from there you have all of the admin perms, so you can do admin change map to whatever map you want. And you can sort of practice that way. If you're looking for a specific, like to deal with people, then yeah, you'd have to get your own server and all that stuff.
Main road going north. We're going to take that to Echo 411.
It looks like the militia push forward again, and they're going to let the US try and maneuver around them. Let's see if I can find this US. The US have abandoned this west push. This is an MRAP here. It's only thing on the left, the west. The rest of the U.S. have pushed east. If you look, it's really hard to follow them now that they're not on the map.
We know we're good to go.
They pushed east through Desna, almost through more contact. They stopped. You push through contact. Push through that contact. Get out of there.
MRAP, move up, engage the blue house.
We're taking full arm fire.
Push through that contact and then engage on your terms. Right now these guys got up and now they're trying to fight them on their terms. They've got the building. Granted it is a wooden building and they can shoot through it, but they've got some good concealment, they've got some okay cover, and these guys now, Lance and the D, they're now fighting on disadvantageous terms. And I say that, it's disadvantageous, but they've killed 2 people and they're still alive, so what do I know?
What's the convoy location?
Convoy location is currently at D1094. Go ahead and push through the fields to come up to us. Dorf.
What's my longest shot kill? My longest shot kill is like 100 meters. My aim is garbage. I suck at aiming. I'm a better squad lead than I am an actual rifleman. And if I'm a rifleman, I'm a medic or something. I like this. The D has just got his MG set up, and he's just laying down some cover so the rest of his guys can get out of there. The rest of the convoy is pushed through. I like this. Good communication on their part, and we'll see where the rest of the U.S. convoy decides to go. There's some more action going on, and the Logi gets ambushed. Where are these guys? There they are.
Alright, let's go ahead and
at the farm at D460.
It is a very spread out convoy. Look at this. You've got three vehicles on the front, 4 vehicles in the lead convoy, and then they've got 2 more in the far back.
Copy.
They lost a lot. The militia managed to even it up in this entire engagement.
Negative, can you say again?
I'm gonna get a little bit lower so this stuff loads before it actually gets on screen.
Get out of contact.
There we go.
Push north.
I don't have that all resource
and then
thing
west
clicked.
over to Bravo 4.
There we go.
Copy that. 4, did you copy?
Whew.
I heard you.
Should tanks be added in the game? Would you do a battle of Kursk style type scenario, like a large scale multi-vehicle tank battle, like in over fields of wavy hills or armored advance against an 18 line? They are adding tanks. I think they're going to be amazing because I know I'm going to enjoy them. So they're going to be
We have
amazing.
arrived at the objective location.
And that's always an option. The more assets that we get, the more the different types, styles of ops we can run. And I'm completely open to a tank style op, because with the platoon, like if you get three men per vehicle, you have, you know,
squad 2,
10 vehicles on either side, 10 tanks on either side, plus a change for the command units and things, you know, people who wouldn't be doing much. Yeah, that would be amazing. I think it would be amazing.
Yeah, we're meeting up at squad 2's position.
Do you untoggle your lean like Karma?
We'll figure out
Controls like Karma? No. I toggle. My lean is toggle, Jose. Karma's weird. And he actually, Karma does this weird thing where he has Q to lean right and E to lean left. And I don't know how or why he does it, but he does it. Yeah. On main battle tanks are confirmed to be in the game. Are going to be in the game.
At C471.
Are those custom strikers? They are custom strikers. The potatoes. It's part of our mod. They are unarmored strikers. They are strikers that only have a command window on them. I'm trying to get a good view of it, but he's moving at the time. But you see that little hatch with the little periscope on it?
Yeah, we're beelining.
That's basically all they've got. And it basically means these are strictly personnel carriers, and we don't have to load the militia with a bunch of different assets to deal with a striker, because, you know, strikers are extremely powerful right now.
Alright, let's move the trucks and strikers into positions to provide cover. Just use them as walls wherever you guys need them. And feel free to use all the sandbags you ever wanted.
Yeah, it's anybody knows what tanks is
I have mine if it should be a quick
are going to be for each faction.
Well, this is
Bob
our
Jones,
defense
Armin.
location.
It's all open to for theories.
If I fall back,
I'm almost guaranteed the Abrams is going to be the U.S. tank. That's about all I know. I don't know much about any other kinds of tanks of this current era. Unweaponized striker, exactly, Keys.
There's one. Let's see. Oh god, someone forgot to turn off fucking Admiral. I left it.
All looks like a majority of the U.S. have approached their area. This is the B8 keypad, and they're going to go for a 2-point defense. There's a hill where the fob is. Let me get that showing. There's a hill where the fob is, and then there's a hill to the north.
South, a little to the road.
And the MRAP leads them directly to there at the point.
Contact.
MRAP leads the militia directly to the point. Great job, MRAP.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you kept going and then just turned right, I might have been able to get some angle.
Hello, Lonnie.
332, I still turned through from 330, 338.
Squad 3 has been decimated.
You guys are on the
down to
opposite
three
Oh, there you
guys.
are. Jeez, I thought you guys were in front of me.
You've got Jack and Sage in this MRAP, the only hope of a kind of mobile platform. Contact has been called. They do have eyes on this infantry to the south.
Far.
Calling it far, rightfully so, about 200, 300 meters away.
Yeah, he's heading west.
Yeah, that's an MRAP.
They were making the models for the Bradley APC, so I think they will come first. Potatoes, I agree. I think they're going to make an answer for the 30 mil. In the form of, you know, like the tail missile and, you know, the Bradley and things like that before they try to bring out tanks.
Come back.
Guys, let's make sure we've got 360,
They choose to do as far as adding gunship helicopters like the Cobra or the Hind, they might as well do a World War III scenario. I agree with that. I'm hoping they add attack helicopters. I think that would be really cool because I feel like the Black Hawk, the transports with just MGs is going to get too boring. You're going to need some kind of attack helicopter thing to keep things spicy.
He's ducking back that way.
Copy.
I see him now, I see him.
They just spotted these techies on the far south.
He's still peeking his head up.
The 30 meters east of the actual FOB.
I see these guys in the far distance. I'm gonna try and zoom in from their perspective. I don't even need to zoom in. Look at this. They can't see them. Period. The only people who might have a chance are the squad leads, and the squad lead. One of the squad leads has spotted. I'm trying to actually figure out where he's spotting them from. Dwarf Squad 1 lead is the one calling these guys out. I believe he's one of the strikers, which is why I'm not picking him up. on the map or on the.
I see him
I
though.
still don't see shit.
I don't see him anymore.
He's right by the base of a tree.
The USA put up a good position, or put up a good little defensive line to sort of solidify their area. They've only got to deal with 3 people right now.
A small rock.
And it is Nuke, Sphinx, and...
Smaller than... See those
wow,
rocks
it's way more than 3 people. It's a full squad. It's a full, like, 6-man squad. This is that QR force that Expert turned out. I'm gonna go ground level with these guys. It looks like they're gonna move into attack, or at least come in for a flank. A little risky. I wouldn't do it. They need the rest of these this platoon, the rest of the militia platoon to get there before they make any kind of move.
Convoy this way.
Thank you.
Looks like they're just gonna try and get on the west side of this map.
I figured, you know,
helicopters would be nice for Gordok and Basra, exactly. My dream scenario is like a Black Hawk Down kind of thing into Al Basra. And then I'm, you know, the opposite you can do with helicopters, the things you can do, the situations that get opened up when you can add helicopters, just gets crazy. Yeah, I don't like this position they pushed up to. They maybe pushed a little bit far.
Technical to north. I'm going to see if I can engage
They
him.
need to get a little closer.
Copy. Where's your position now?
Yeah, Keys. I think they'll be increasing maps and adding new ones. Yeah, they're gonna definitely increase the size of the maps, at least aerial range. I guess. Can they do that? I don't know if you can do that.
You see anything?
Increase like the range that planes can fly in, but not infantry. Or if they're gonna do it to where you can fly is where you can go. So that would be cool too.
Be careful.
Don't worry, that's actually militia main.
Yeah. These techies are loud. They can be heard, if not spotted. Who's this over here? D-Leak is the only... Yeah, Audible on Techie. They hear him.
When we saw techies, was it 1 or 2 discus?
Audible on Techie. Unfortunate that they got hurt. They need to get into this tree line. I think they need to move in on foot. The rest of the platoon gets here. Yeah, but as there's some keys, add in actual extraction at the extraction points instead of just saying, go here for your quote-unquote extraction. Now it's like, INS need to get to the extraction point because a helicopter is going to fly in there and extract people. And that would be an ending to an op, like a helicopter battle as he's coming into land to pick up the remainder of this platoon.
10 meters outside the
you know, as infantry are firing down upon him. A lot of interesting things that get opened up.
It's all good.
Turn the techies off, man. They're loud. Who's driving this? Nuke? No, I think Nuke's gunning. Walrus is driving. Turn it off. Arbo, Walrus, turn it off. The rest of the platoon's not even close. If you look. They're pushing in. Really, really aggressively. Really aggressively. What?
Get back, get back, get back!
They got shot at. Small arm fire. I think somebody I saw some red mist there. Somebody may have been shot.
Bob's located to
take somebody out. Nuke, take somebody out in that engagement.
We're gonna fall back. We're gonna fall back and get
there we go, Nuke. That's how you do it.
Dorf, go ahead and bring your
that was hit and run. That was the slowest hit and run ever.
Southeast of us.
But it worked.
Try to get behind the enemy.
And for this, I'm gonna let the rest of these techies sort of pull off and remaneuver. I'm gonna give you a little bit overhead of what the U.S. is going, and then I actually have an idea of what the militia's plan is here. The striker is on strictly for visual. They've got a little corral line here just for protection, points they don't need to spend. People on MGs, and they've got a good solid position here to defend from the southwest. And on their southeast, they've got another striker just to provide eyes to the southwest. And then they've got actually no defenses. They've got no defense from the east. They've got one guy facing east here, Sughart. Oh, and they've got this guy. Who's this? Clyde. Yeah, Chaotic Clyde. They're the only guys watching east. And as you see over here from our red outlines, the militia have positioned themselves east at a farm, and they've set up their mortars. They got the mortar platoon with their roll.
Yeah, engaging infantry.
And look at this.
Southwest of my position, southeast.
That is a militia mortar. Nobody on it.
Copy.
But you've got a militia mortar here. They need to get guys on here, and they can start to put on some really solid pressure. Oh.
You have eyes on 3's tracers.
Militia, or the U.S. have eyes on the militia.
Looks like they're
farm to our east, and that's where they thought we were.
Yeah. Rose has eyes on them, and he's calling that the Russian, or they're just sweeping the farm. They don't think they're setting up camp here. They're just sweeping this farm.
We'll do a layered defense thing here.
And they've got a good solid MRAP to lay down fire onto the
yes,
US.
2, you'll take care of
or onto the militia, I should say. Who's this? Is it Dentrick? It's a little risky, Dentrick.
Still south side.
You got an MRAP staring right at you.
Yep.
But I can respect the greed for information because I've died dozens of times for that exact same reason as squad lead, as command. It's like, I need to see where they are. I know they probably haven't moved in 2 seconds, but I need to see them. Look at them. Greedy. That's greedy. And then just getting nailed for your trouble. Yep. What did I say? Yep, Dentrick getting greedy for that information and gets a bullet to the face for the troubles.
SPG spotted, approximately 180 from Bob.
What's up, Rusin? Alright. And looks like this, the militia are going to keep their heads down on this end for a little bit. The techies are going to try and make another approach from the southwest. Where'd they go? Actually seems quiet over here. Are they going in on foot? Oh, no, here they are. They're repositioning. I think they're going to hook up with the rest of the militia.
Swine, go ahead and push up kind of to our more northeast.
Grim, see, I called it, Grimware. I called it. Getting greedy for that information. And the thing was, he peeked up in the exact same spot.
3, go ahead and pull your
It makes it
back.
like a no-brainer for the gunner. He's like, wait for him to peek up. There, don't even move your gun. And he did. And it happens.
3,
it happens. You just gotta learn from it. Dentrick is a relatively new squad lead. He's done a few ops. I'd say about 5, if not less.
2, do you see anything?
And that's sort of the things you learn by experiences. The first thing I learned was I gotta stop leading from the front. I gotta trust my squad to get in front of me and
I've got 3 full.
do what I say while I think mine. Because if I go down,
and then I've got all my
squad's hurt, especially if you don't have a good
they're not at this
fire team lead to take up the slack. If you lose an original squad lead, you start hurting real bad. Like it's almost like
so there'd be like more like
your
where that
command is
rocky
losing 9
outcropping
guys.
was.
Containment failure. That mortar tube needs to be banging. I 100% agree with you. Look at it. Still unused. Still unused. Get on that end. Come on. Shoot it.
East side, southeast somewhere.
Sleepyhead games. I suck at this game. I agree. I am in the same boat as you, Sleepyhead. I am not the best at this game. I love it. This is an amazing game, but there are just so many people who are they shoot better than I do. There are some better commanders than I do. I feel like I am the epitome of average at this game. Keys, it's easier said than done. You don't lead half the time. Your squad freezes every 5 minutes, and that's also an accurate statement. If you're not prodding your guys to move, or in front of them saying, "Hey, follow me," a lot of times they don't know where to go. But I'm just in local a lot more. Keep going, keep moving, keep going. I'm right behind you guys. The militia are really hesitant to move on. Have they lost their command by chance? There you go. There's mortars, and led none other by militia command.
Spread off the hill.
We'll see. I'm gonna try and catch this mortar splash. We'll see how accurate it is. Expit knows how to use his mortars.
They have up to 2,000 rounds of mortar, by the way.
That's
No one beats Muff at one tap. I agree with that. Muff is a one tap monster. The only person who can maybe compete with him, in my book, is Tedish. Tedish is just as good as Muff, and a lot of these, especially in CQB. I feel like that's where Tedish excels at. But he can definitely do some work. And these mortars are falling way short. But they were accurate for what he was given. There were guys on these hills, and everybody's pushing off. We've got William Resna, D-Leak, Swine, Plex, all pushing off that hill, getting out of the way, and the rest of the militia pushing through. This is combined arms right here. This is how you use your mortars. You force them off the hill.
Yeah, those mortars are way off base.
He's calling way off base. Rose Dragon's calling way off base. You put them down. You force them to fall back, and your infantry moves under the mortar fire. Look at this. Infantry is moving up unopposed, not getting shot, not getting spotted. Everybody's running away. This is combined arms at its best. AK iron sights are better for CQB. Little Sigil. Yep. Iron sights in general, I feel, are better for CQB. And anything with a foregrip too. There are some weapons you can get that have the foregrip. Expert started popping smokes for his infantrymen to move through. It's a great call. I like the red dot sigil, but yeah, I'd much rather use an iron sighting game.
I see enemies in the open.
They're calling enemies in the open.
They're moving in under cover of
moving in under cover of mortars. Two full squads and great spotting. Great spotting. Rose Dragon has eyes on these guys, but they've nullified the American red dot's advantage by getting in this close, and they've forced the MRAP to have to either push out or get in a very precarious situation by trying to get into a line of sight, especially at that close.
Well, we know there's no mines anywhere because they have mortars.
They're hitting us up the hill, command.
They're hitting the hill now, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think I just lost two guys.
Dwarf's called that he lost two people off that first mortar shot.
Feel free to orient one of the MGs over on the
hill. Just a little far on that one. But he's lining them up. Look at this. Super saturated. These guys need to spread out. Plenty of room, guys. Plenty of real estate. Spread out just a little bit.
Yeah, we good to fire?
Yeah, clear to fire. Clear to engage.
I wish USLAD had fully auto instead of the rebound burst. 3-round burst. That's one of the most confusing. Like, I understand why they did it. I'm not a fan of it, but they had to control the US auto. Like, going full auto inside, like, it was crazy accurate, crazy good. There was nothing bad about it, and they had to sort of fix that. But I don't like it. I don't like the 3-round burst thing. I've gotten okay at it to where I can sort of do it almost the same rate of fire, and it's still kind of okay, but meh.
I was looking up through that like lowland area, through those marsh areas, and that's where I saw them.
That mortar land. Oh, that mortar takes out 2. Mortar lands takes out Payne and Wolfie. 1 blow.
Come here, we gotta push off this hill.
Dwarf is calling for them to move off this hill.
I gotta push.
Another goes down. Cartel goes down.
All right, push off then.
They're pulling back off the hill.
Everyone's
and the militia have just a commanding push. Look at this. They don't know about these guys in the south. They know about the guys on the east. So they know about Matt Bob and Matt Atante. They know about them. That is it. There's 6 guys over here to the south who are going to push through this hill and clear them out. Nobody's been... Oh, especially if they start trying to run through here. This is good. This is very, very good movement from the militia. Techies are moving out too. Techies are moving out. They're going to try and move north and get some cover over here.
We probably had one of them jump into the gunner seat. We got smoke to our left.
Say again. Stay to the right, guys. We don't want to expose ourselves yet.
More mortars are going out.
4 copies. We're pulling back.
We'll see what these techies manage to do. I don't think they know where the MRAP is. They do see the striker.
Command, I'm down to like 4.
Okay. So one
I just
plus
don't want to have
three,
any rounds.
3 to 5
we're
people
gonna have infantry
in that engagement, or in that mortar volley, I guess. Barrage. Yeah, I think barrage would be a better term. Yeah, in that mortar barrage, they lost like 3 to 5.
Alright, we've assembled a
4
variety of defenses with about 3
we caught 3.
lines,
He probably lost the other 2 to gunfire.
amongst those, we shouldn't take
But still, that initial barrage, he lost 5 guys.
So there's too much different shit in mortar.
Copy. I think bulk of enemy forces.
Listen to the morale dropping. you can kind of hear it in their voice. The communication is up. I don't think morale is all gone until communication stops, and that usually happens when the original commands go down. As long as they're still talking, as long as they're still reading the situation, they still got a chance. They're a little
3. How's it going?
compact here, a little saturated. I think they need to spread out a little bit, but I understand why they fell back off that other hill. But it just sort of means they're walking into this.
Take them out.
I like the smokes, and that on those smokes they're just going to reposition. They're going to fake them out. Eyes on them. They've got eyes on them.
Copy. Start engaging.
Muff gets engaged upon from Pickle, Pony, and FX. No kills, no casualties.
I'm alive! Holy shit!
Tree line.
Awkward position for this MG. Or awkward that Pony is getting on this MG. I'd much rather him put Pickle or FX on this MG and then him use his binoculars to guide them in.
Right at that tree line, extending there to the south.
Yeah, Armin, I don't think they're gonna do like dismemberment and things like that. They're gonna do like they've got the blood and stuff, but I don't know how much further they're gonna go with the whole actual body parts going on. Techies had pushed up within 5 meters of this whole squad. They lost 3 already. They lost the whole Techie squad is down to grenades, I assume. Yeah, Nuke died to a grenade. These 4 Techies.
We know.
Yeah, they died to grenades.
Remember, grenades are a defensive weapon. So
great use of grenades on them. I don't know how many they got. They blew up one of the Techies.
We blew up the Techies with a grenade.
Nice. Great call. Maybe a little too aggressive with those Techies. Nuke and friends. Maybe just a little too aggressive.
About 50 meters.
They've pushed off of the mortar. Expert has pushed up with his infantry, with his platoon, and he's sort of trying to get eyes on the platoon, or the US.
On the vehicles, on the vehicles, on the vehicles.
And it's actually really hard for them to get solid eyes on. There's just so many trees in the area. You just look at it. Look at them.
Enemies are on top of the hill we had occupied before. 075 from the fob.
No good solid eyes. Oh, actually. Jesus. Expit, come on, Expit. Don't get greedy. He's ahead of his whole platoon. He's ahead of his whole platoon, and he's hiding behind a tree. Come on, Expit. I've been giving you praise this entire time. You can't make a mistake like this.
Alright, let's smoke build. You guys are moving towards his vehicles.
Armor. And Expit goes down to Pickles. Yep. Unfortunate. His ass was sticking out the end. Look at this shot. I'm actually gonna go to him and zoom out. This is the sort of what he's seen, what he saw through this. Look at that. You can barely see anybody through this tree.
Just move east or west from there.
What a shot!
Onto that hill where it was.
And Pickle gets shot in the process, but he's okay. He will live. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Yes. Our militia have occupied this hill. They're taking a beating. They're taking a real beating. Yeah. They just can't get across this final bit. I think he should have. Oh my God! The striker pulled up behind it. Where did this come from? Another shot on the striker.
Why not jump in mortars?
What are you doing, Striker?
I think they abandoned their mortars. Go ahead and
Entire fire team on the base of Seabass.
That's Seabass driving that. Muff Bandit, Nobles, and Atomic Peach watch in stunned silence as he just drives.
Lost Noble Sick.
A lot of these guys on this hilltop are dead. It's left with Muff, Atomic Peach, and Mr. Nick. Yep, Mr. Nick. Only 3 people left on this flank. Militia just got tore apart at the last second. I like. It's a good attempt.
Our lat, we lost a lat.
Just really the only thing he could have changed, I'd say, is abandon this East push earlier. He got too many guys on this, and he gave the U.S. the chance to fire on them with their MGs, with their M4s, with the red dots, and things like that.
Keep working your way back here. 4, what's your
See, they're firing with iron sights. At this range, I mean, I'd still give the advantage to the U.S. I mean, Muff is shooting, and Muff takes out 1 as I say that. So but you can't judge everybody off of what Muff can do.
Push west of us, and then south. Try to wrap around behind their position. Just go,
Honestly, though, I think it was more like Militia not moving and Expit getting impatient. That very well could be the case, Keys. Expit was telling guys, get across this field, go, and finally he had enough, and he was like, alright, you know what? You're not gonna go, follow me, let's go. What a shot, and didn't look like it hit anybody. And the US are just in a really good position now. Look at that. Good concealment, very, very good concealment. They got the trees sort of breaking up the silhouettes, they've got some sandbags to hide in, some pretty decent cover. And there's a 3-man fire team here.
Someone else is pulling around behind us.
There is a 2-man fire team almost directly east. This is composed of Jack Butler and Shell. And there's another 2-man fire team of Matt and can't read his name. Matt Bob. Matante and Matt Bob. That is what remains of the militia.
It looks like he's been killed.
Say again?
Looks like SL3 died.
Oh. Alright, well, I guess there goes 3.
We'll see what the militia are able to do. This east approach isn't going to work, guys. Get out of there. Try a different way. I'd say southwest was their approach with that smoke. But apparently they're out of it. Maybe they didn't get enough. LMG sniper for the win. Quinch, the techies pushed way too close too soon. Yeah, 100% agree. They got a little bit too aggressive. They had a great position. They probably should have. I think they should have stayed in reserve until they got eyes on that MRAP. That MRAP is always going to be a threat until you destroy it. You know, and that was what the techies are supposed to do. Is deal with that. LMG sniper sigil. My favorite combo in ops right now. I say it almost every time I stream or commentate, and it will remain to be true. My favorite combo in ops is the squad lead with the binocular, or the binocular and the LMG combo. You put a saw with somebody with optics behind you, guiding in fire. Oh my god, you're a laser beam. You might as well have the L-can, but since we don't do optics, it's what we can get. And the militia are just not in a good position here. I don't know who's in charge. None of the original squad leads are up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make the call here that I believe Muff Bandit will take charge of these guys. He's not one to let things just sort of fall apart. So he's gonna take charge of these 1, 2, 3, 8 remainder. He doesn't even have a full squad remainder.
We're encountering just their stragglers at this
point. But 8 people can do some work, especially if one of them is Muff. Let's see. Muff is already 3 kills in. So yeah, militia must push US 5. They're getting a little stalled. They're gonna try and get these guys moving. But they're going to regroup and try and push from another direction. They're moving southwest. It's a great call. Great call. Move southwest. Try and get around that way. It's not going to work. It took too long to do it. But they're trying something different. You know? They're not going to just suicide over and over into the same spot. Except this guy. Who's this guy? Jack. Jack's making a break for it. Let's go, Jack. Oh. He's going to try and make a break for that techie. Ooh, Jack. Jack Butler, not any other Jack. No, drive the techie away! Jack, just drive the techie away! Okay, he's waiting for his buddy. Okay. No, they got spotted! FX spots him! Shell goes down! FX goes down! Jack is still up. Jack, you need to get out of there.
Almost squad-sized element running into our friendly element down there.
Alright, Jack. We'll see what you can do.
4, how goes your flank?
We're still moving.
They've got eyes on this infantry to the
4, you're about to run into him.
south.
Yeah, I went out.
There we go. Yeah, William Swine and friends. Caught out in the open, but it's like an open in the open fight with trees in between. Look at this! Look at this engagement. It's like Napoleon era line combat, just in fields. Make a line and shoot at each other, guys. Why optics not allowed? Balance reasons. Swaggy. Exactly. It's a balance thing. It's no fun to get shot from 200 meters away or die from a headshot 200 meters away and there's nothing you could do to stop it. Like, it's just sort of, yeah, it's a balancing thing. I love what the U.S. did. They brought up the Striker, and it's there to block bullets. It's not gonna shoot. It's just gonna block bullets. They're gonna put some move some people forward, right behind it. From what I understood, they lost. There was one casualty on each side, so it's now 4-on-3. Well, I guess technically 4-on-4 in this little engagement, but one of the guys is in the Strikers to drive. Maybe some maneuvering going on.
Copy that.
Let's follow the Striker as he moves. Look at this. Matt, Bob, and Atomic Peach have pushed off to the left. Oh, Resna goes down. Swine goes down. William gets shot. Jaster's the only one left here. Great shooting by everybody on the militia side here. And let's just see, Muff only got one of those kills, so everybody else is actually the ones putting in this work here.
He is.
Muff is just there for show and inspiration.
We'll let him push us, I guess.
Yeah, an Optic can take out an entire squad. No real counter to snipers yet in the game.
Possible contact at 044 from up.
They lost all that infantry. Jaster's the only one left over there. And we'll see when these militia decide to start to try and push through. It looks like they got a little bit of cover here. This two-man fire team on the north ever do anything? Or actually, it was left with just somebody over here. There was another Jack, and it looks like he went down in the long run. So that northern push didn't manage to amount to anything. Let's see. Oh! Silas is over here. What are you doing, Silas?
North close.
He's underneath. They're trying to shoot each other from underneath the Striker. Oh, what engagement!
Got him.
Nice.
Got one.
Silas goes down. Halibert saved Dwarf. Dwarf didn't look like he was in a really good spot. And what he was trying to do was lean up against this wheel and get a shot right through there. You see that? Like in between the two wheels. It's cheeky. Very cheeky.
Yeah, I'm still up.
Don't helis have equipment to scan the ground below in some way, or even optics for bad weather? I don't know how they're or what helicopters are going to implement Draggy, so I couldn't tell you if that specific helicopter had optics or not. And even then, I don't know specifics about those kind of helicopters. So it's all up in the air for what kind of things they're going to add with that. I feel like they're going to add a transport helicopter with machine guns, a Logi helicopter, hopefully, and then maybe some form of attack helicopter. But what exactly each of those has,
I think we cleared the contact over on my position.
Copy.
we will see. And this four-man team over here
southwestern side
is putting some work. It 1, 2,
Alright, let's
11 U.S. and there's still four militia. So the militia are clawing their way back, slowly but surely, and it looks like they're out of ammo. This guy is on his pistol. Who's this? Clyde is on his pistol, and I can't say at this range he's on his pistol voluntarily. So it looks like they're running low on ammo.
You know what?
Imagine being the guy having to man the line with a pistol.
100 meters,
That would be,
from the main fob.
That would be upsetting.
Southeast a little bit into the field.
They're crawling.
They've got eyes on them.
I see.
They're crawling in the field over here.
About 75 meters.
About 25 meters in close. Like, they've got eyes on these guys as they move. Let's see who is still left. Let's see, the Muff Bandit is still up. Atomic Peach and Mr. Nick. Oh, I zoomed out too much. I was giving us like a fisheye perspective, and that wasn't okay. And look at him. Just crawl, facing the ground. Don't get spotted. The first thing, look, as soon as he stood up, he got spotted.
Enemies are almost 170 from FOB.
Is this happening on a private server? Yes, Pascus. This is a private server, or one of the custom servers. Password protected and all that. Oh, and who's this? Atomic Peach goes down. Looks like they injured two, but close but no cigar. We'll see if Muff and Mr. Nick can pick up the slack. I don't think they're gonna win. I do think they're gonna be able to take out a lot. Muff goes down. He does take out one. Now, Mr. Nick, what are you doing?
Command?
Command go down? Command went down. Dwarf is taking over.
It's just you and me, though. What for?
Should I get this game? I was gonna get armor, but should I get this instead? Alex, this is the most biased answer ever, but get this game instead of armor. I have both, and I play this way more. But it really depends on what you want to get out of each of your games. I enjoy squad way more than I do armor. There's less, things you need to get set up. I don't think this guy has any more lat shots.
I'm a one-man squad.
I'm a 4-man.
Or a 2-man with effect, yeah.
It could be a strategy, trying to mislead militia to think they only have pistols left, and then when they reach, take out your main weapon. That is it's another cheeky plan, Keys. I don't know if that's the case. What are you doing, Mr. Nick? That's a frag round. That won't do anything. Seabass gets shot. He says, woo. What is he? He's spotted. He's just trying to make a show of it now. He's using, Mr. Nick looks like he's trying to use that striker's cover and gets spotted, or Seabass gets out and takes him out with his own gun. Nice try, Mr. Nick. Nice try. And in the end, the U.S. managed to pull it off. Probably more losses than they thought they should have taken. They only had 10 up by the end. They did manage to put in some work. Great job though on both sides. The militia had so much good movement at the beginning that it honestly surprised me when I saw that they were down kills. But the U.S. managed to get to their position, and then they managed to fortify themselves effectively, and they just weren't able to push through any angle, and they just picked them off as they moved through.
Squad 1 in for the win.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break and get ready for the second round, where we will swap. Everybody who is on the U.S. will now be on militia, and vice versa. So stick around for round 2, session 1, Operation Potluck. Hello, everybody, and welcome back for session 1, session 1, round 2 for our Saturday event. This is Squad Ops with Operation Potluck, and you may be joining us and thinking they're moving. That means the op has started. They're actually moving to another different start location than where we were the first round. And with that, we're actually going to bring up the graphic for the map, and I'll give you a rundown of this operation and sort of the objective for this mission. This is Operation Potluck, and the U.S. situation is your platoon has been tasked with setting up a COP in the Gordok area. There is a new group of armed bandits that are seizing control of various infrastructure in the area, and our command needs an outpost to base patrols out of that keep the area secure. We are not clear of the capabilities of the enemy or their strength, or if they are even operating in the Gordok area. The militia situation is, fires start with wood and spark. We have the wood, let's create a spark. Move out and engage the U.S. forces and test our men against the rumored greatest army in the world. The objective is the U.S. Both sides have different situations or different start locations or assets and things like that depending on a die roll. They both roll a single d6. The U.S. rolled a 1, so they will be starting at the top right corner of the map. You see a flag with the U.S. 1 in it. And from there, they have to move to E10. It is the green square towards the middle bottom with a 1 on it. And that is the U.S. start, and they have to move to E10 to set up a FOB and secure the area for future U.S. operations. The U.S. assets include, for the squad, they have 2 automatic riflemen, 1 light anti-tank, 1 medic, and for the platoon, 2 medium machine guns. For the platoon, they also get 2 MRAP open tops, 2 striker unarmed, which are the strikers without the 50 cals, it's just a command turret, and 4 Logis, each loaded with 1k ammo and 1k build points. No, Holy Chopsticks, you're not late. I'm just going over the operation and sort of what's the point of this. The militia rolled a 6. Yes, the militia rolled a 6, so they will be starting at F65, the shield with the red and black, with the 6 in the middle. So they start at 6, and for that, their assets include, for the squad, they get 2 automatic riflemen, 2 light anti-tank, 1 medic, and because they rolled a 6, they get 2 scouts for their platoon, 2 Logi techies of any load, depending on how many build points and ammo points they want, 1 SPG techie, 1 Dishka techie, and 1 mortar or 1 FOB with either 1 mortar or 2 HMGs, depending on which they want to go. So they have 2 scouts and they've got mortars. I would say mortars. 9 times out of 10 they're going to use the mortars rather than the HMG, unless they get set up in just an amazing position. And that is the operation. That is Operation Potluck. Commands for this afternoon, evening, morning, depending on where you are. We have on the U.S. side, platoon leader Expit, squad leads Silas, Dentrick, Tedish, and Sphinx. On the militia side, we have command Rose Dragon, platoon leader Rose Dragon, with squad leads XF, Best Pony, Dwarf, and Nacho. So all squad leads are relatively experienced. The newest squad lead is probably Dentrick. I'd say he's the newest name among this. And even he's done, about five-ish ops as a squad lead. So he's got some experience. And but commands-wise, it's almost completely different. Expit is a well-seasoned command. He's done this dozens of times. He's got probably just as many ops under his belt, if not more than Karma. And then Rose Dragon, he's been commanding a month. He's just started commanding. I think this is maybe fourth, maybe fifth time commanding. And he's done well so far. He's done a good job on adapting and learning and sort of just picking up his own style of command. He actually just won the last round. We're on round 2 for those of you just joining us. So everybody has just gotten done playing previous rounds. Archie Man, hello from South Dakota. Hello, I am not Karmakut though, so I will pass his hello on to you unless you want to say hello to me. Do you think the squad community is better than most community in other games? I like to think so, Ethan. I like to think people are taking this game a little more seriously than other games. It's not always the case, and it's not always in every group, but I like to feel squad ops as a group.
But it's a role
Or squad as a general community is pretty good, and then squad ops as a community we're pretty mature. You know, there are people who aren't so and all that. Yeah, and Keys brings a good point. Xbit actually made the ops. He is our operation designer. So every op you see, every op that you've seen recently has been Xbit. A lot of our older ops were made by Hutch, and then it started shifting into ops being made by both Xbit and Hutch, and now most ops are made solely by Xbit. Obviously, he takes into account what people have to say about him, and he's constantly making changes and things like that. But that might give him an advantage. But you would think that would give him an advantage, Keys, but it didn't. He didn't manage to win last round. We'll see if he manages to pull off a win this round. Let's just see. The US have started in a completely different area than the late US last round. Last round, the US started at their actual main, and they sort of went a western push before pushing north across a new bridge that was put in the A11, A12, or C11, C12 keypad. And we'll see if he's probably not going to do that again. It looks more like, I'd say he's probably going to do a western push and then try and push down this MSR, since his objective is actually right here at E10. Let me zoom in on the map and show you just how open this area is. Let's see, E10 is right here. This entire area right here. A lot of open area. He's probably going to defend this field at E10-6-2, and probably a line of defense in the tree line at E10-5-9. That's probably going to be his approach. I can't tell. We'll see during his platoon brief. Right now he's doing the command brief, and they're sort of talking out their plan, while the rest of these squads are just sort of hanging out and talking about last round. Oh, now that we're on this side of the map, I can actually show you the new bridge that was added over here. We added 2 bridges to the to Gordok. Sort of opens up a few different areas of play, and here it is. That's the main northern bridge, and then there's this bridge that was added right at this bend, and it gives you another entrance to or another area to cross from. In our ops, where there's some ops where you are allowed to cross the river, and there's some ops where you're not. Alright, I believe the U.S. is calling people together for their platoon brief. He just said U.S. ready, so I don't know if he's actually going to give a platoon brief or is mostly going to stick with squad briefs.
The first MRAP's the minesweeper. You dig?
First MRAP's the minesweeper. Respect. I believe he's just going to go with squad briefs, things like that. From my understanding, though, just from the way he loaded out, he's got 1 squad with both of the MRAP open tops. He's got 1 squad with all 4 of the lodges. He's got 1 squad with 1 striker, and another squad with another striker.
You want to drive?
Alright, let's let me know when you guys are set. I want to give you a couple little tidbits.
Have you had a completely one-sided match before?
Infantry squad number 2 set.
Sometimes, yes. Right. You will have. We have had a couple ops where, you know.
Start at radio stations, so that first MRAP is
I'll answer that question just a sec, Evan. We're going to listen in for what Xbit has to say.
If he passes radio and he gets shot at, that means that they're on that side of the river. We'll do a convoy halt. Yeah, we'll do a convoy halt where we're at, security halt. Infantry will dismount closer to the front of the column, and we're going to push them off that location. We'll just fight it out at radio.
That's if they're at the radio location and they shoot at us.
Right.
Copy.
If you hear me call for a convoy halt, that means everybody stops and we pull security.
So their route is going to be down this MSR, or I guess this is an ASR. hitting this road here, and they're gonna cross at the assault rifle mark.
Alright, we're just waiting on militia to
Their only real concern is if they rolled a 1, which they didn't. They don't know that. If they rolled a 1, then they have to fight across this bridge. They did roll a 6 though, and you see where these rallies are? They did spawn at 6 though, and we're actually going to switch over to a militia perspective and listen to their brief.
We're just like, oh god,
See
what
if
are we
we
doing?
can catch any tidbits from them.
That's my fault. Anyways, we are now tasked with defending our homeland. The Americans are probably going to push across the river, try to take over, invade, give us all their capitalism and their cheeseburgers. It's going to be terrible and awful, because we don't want McDonald's. Boo!
Boo!
Alright.
Hey, welcome to McDonald's.
Boo America.
Please, we'll have some strip clubs.
Alright,
Comms.
comms. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and have Pony Squad is going to take the Dishkateki and a Logi. You guys are going to go south, approximately to the MG marker. It's all up to the Techie, to him. You guys are going to overlook that bridge that we used first round, and basically the first half of this game, we're trying to figure out where the enemies are. We're going to watch all the bridges, let them pass by if they're at your bridge, and then that squad will come in behind and engage them in their back, while the rest of us try to move into their front and take them out. But basically, the first half is all about figuring out where they're going. So, to that end, Pony will go south with the Dishka and Logi, and they'll set up at the MG mark-ish. Let's see here, XF is going to go direct east of us to the sniper mark, and watch that bridge that's there. Nacho will take the SPG Techie, and Logi go north to the north bridge, and then Dorf is going to take the trans down to the MG marker and set up there. So that's the first half, and then we'll kind of self-organize after that to engage either their FOB or their convoy en route. Does anyone have any major questions? I know it's rather vague.
Where did you say Dorf
North is going to cover the north bridge. They also
machine
might
gun
push
marker.
across the river and cover that one possible grid square where the Americans can be. But we're kind of hoping that Dorf's squad or somebody will get eyes
Hot
before
mark.
then.
Okay.
What are the real
So at the beginning here, if your squad is the ones that see them crossing a bridge, don't engage. Let them pass by you. I want you guys to be sneaky. And then after that, when they're past you, we're going to rally up the rest of the platoon in front of them and kind of squeeze them between the 3 squads and the 1 squad that they pass by. So just listen to your SLs. They'll let you know. I think we're ready.
Sorry,
let's go and break them out. Get everybody loaded up.
I think we're ready.
And one of the techies here has flat tires, so the techie in the field is the one we're not using. It has flat tires.
So we can roll.
Yeah, the one in the field, it's stuck in the field over there.
Smart.
Alright, live time was called at 3:38, so we've got about 2 minutes before live is called. From just listening to these tidbits, you now have a slight better idea of what Rose Dragon's plan is, and we'll see if it comes to fruition. I unfortunately am unable to hear that side of the comms, but from listening to the tidbits of information that X-Bit's been sort of giving out as we sit here a little bit longer, he's going to have a very wide dispersion on his convoy, like a 30-second head start for the lead MRAP before the rest of the convoy follows. And that sort of is going to give him time to come into contact and maneuver the rest of his platoon before the entire platoon comes into contact. Sort of what happened at the beginning of last round, where they got caught clumped together trying to cross a bridge. Here now, when the lead element takes contact, the rest of his platoon is about 30 seconds behind and able to push through. To sort of answer the question that we had before we jumped in the brief, Ethan, about one-sidedness, there have been one-sided teams, there have been one-sided ops. It's mostly random, which is why it comes out to that. But in the end, it's really not about winning or losing, even though it kind of sucks to be stomped. But it's more about the experience and just the situation you put in and sort of trying to just immerse yourself in the whole operation. What is the point of the striker without the 50 cal? Well, Hoodie, a lot of whenever we added in the strikers, they're completely overpowered in operations. Since everybody only has 1 life, we were ended up like with these 2 strikers. If they had machine guns, they would take 8 lat shots to hit. That would take 4 people with lats to hit. And most of the time, most squads would have, you know, a single person or a single lat in them. So that would mean every lat had to land 100% of their shots to kill the striker. And that just mathematically, there's no way 100% of people are gonna, or 4 people are gonna land 100% of their shots. Like, the chances are just, you know, really, really unlikely. And so we wanted a way for infantry to still move around, but or still move around unharmed and get into position. And so that's sort of where we came up with this unarmored variant, that's sort of solely for the personnel carrier. They're gonna watch the bridges and pinch to the forces. Exactly. Yeah, Anthony. That's sort of what we guessed would happen. They're gonna watch as many bridges as they can, and then sort of try and slam in on each other, or pincer in on each other. Operation Save Us from McDonald's. That is the new point of this op. The U.S. are actually moving in to set up a forward operating base for a future McDonald's, and they're moving into setup position. Nicolo, that's the op brief now. Yeah, only 1 life, so it got to the point when we had 2 strikers. When we had even 1 striker, we were having to give 2 light anti-tank per squad, and that sort of dilutes the point of having, you know, support roles. And we at some points we were having, you know, like 1 rifleman and everybody else was a support kit. And that's sort of not what we want to go for. We want to have, you know, a good healthy amount of riflemen, and support roles are actual support roles.
I lost a driver already. We got 2 Lodgies behind us trying to find our other MRAP.
Really, this is actually really funny. The MRAP got lost. Look at that. Nobody shows up on the map, just so everybody knows. We're using the mod. Nobody shows up on the map. This MRAP coming up took a wrong turn. He took a right when he should have taken a left. I thought he was doing something sneaky. I wasn't gonna mention it. I was like, all right, he's gonna send this MRAP to scout. I'll come back to this later when he comes into contact. No, he just got lost. He's driving. Yep. Kasongo, Nuke. Maybe Nuke is driving. No, I can't tell. They're all jumbled up, but they got lost. They're re-hooking up with the platoon now as they move on. But that 30-second head start is now a 45-second. You know, in the
Alright, MRAP 1's about to cross
deficit.
the bridge.
Yes, this is a good word.
Copy.
Pioneering Squad Esports. I don't know how big of an esport, but I do like to think that our ops are actually pretty spectator friendly. At least that's the point I want to get to, is make it really spectator friendly. The more, like, I got to get better at my camera movements, I know, and the more I do it, the better we'll get. And that's what we wanted to do, is just like people want to enjoy watching this. Not a sports, exactly. Ooh, MRAP is taking contact. Our lead MRAP is taking contact. They spotted the mine before it was able to get dug down. They got contact to their north. They're going around this. No, they're going south. They're going south. And a full squad was set up in position. MRAP is pushing through. Rode over the mine. It was called out. It was called out. He ran over the mine. Pushed through the contact. That's the mine. They only lost 2. It's a single logi. It was not a full anything. That's inexcusable. The thing was called out.
Command, this is Squad 1 Lawn Dart. We are proceeding to Echo 10, last order from our squad lead.
And it ended up being that putting this MRAP in the rear is a good call. This MRAP is able to continue firing as the rest of the convoy moves through.
Gunner down.
The thing was, a squad leader was in that.
Somebody else that gunner seat.
That was a squad leader. He heard there was a mine at Train Bridge. We'll see if they recover from that. Who took over for him? Oh, on the wrong side. Lawn Darts is taking over. Alright, Lawn Darts is squad led before. Lawn Darts is going to be able to pick up the slack, hopefully. And they're moving into position pretty good. Besides losing, you know, a single MRAP, or a single Logi and 2 people, they didn't take too many losses, and they managed to deal 5 out in return? No, 2 out in return. Is your first stream I've watched. I love it so far. Well, Cantrip or Catnip, Mr. Catnip. We try and do these every Wednesday and
go ahead and
Wednesday and both sessions on Saturdays. So if you like it, just give us a follow. Be sure to check us out more. And if you want to participate in the ops, everybody check us out. SquadOps.gg, register, sign up for basic training, and you'll be in an op in no time. Yikes! If I was a passenger in that, I'd be pissed. And the thing was, lead antagonist, it wasn't dug down. It was not dug down. That was above the ground mine. I don't know how he didn't see it. But in the end, 2 people for the rest of the platoon getting through, and they lost 2 people in return. All right, I'll take it. They're in position. The rest of the militia's actually really close. Wow, I don't know how I didn't have them on my map already. Look at this. They've got a hunter-killer team here. Are you gonna see him? Turn the engine off. A full reinforcing squad. Oh boy. Look at this ambush. Pony's leading this right now. Seabass takes a shot and hits that Logi. Best Pony is in the techie and is gonna blow up the MRAP. MRAP gets blown up. Dendrick goes down. That's a squad lead. This ambush is successful.
Copy that.
Ambush is very successful so far. They've got the fob down. This is where their mortars were gonna go. Alright, from a good ambush to a not so good position. They're now going to be surrounded if they don't move out of here soon, or try and push off in this direction into the trees.
Copy that, Echo 10-1.
Wide lead 3's down, taking over.
I'm going to watch this firefight for a minute, and then we'll see where the rest of the militia decides to come in from. This isn't the full militia team. This is about 2 squads. They've still got 2 squads somewhere. I'm hoping they make a push. Look at that. They're super far off. There's no way they're going to be in this compound.
At Delta 10, keypad 5/9.
They don't lose too many more in this engagement. US are down 4. They've taken out 2 to 3.
Expert, you want all the spice?
Yep.
Look, they got a scout over here. I want to see them push some people off to the southwest. Push at least a fire team out southwest. Get a little more security. Like these guys over here in the back of this Logi, they're not doing any good here. Get them out before you get surrounded and just grenaded to death. Ooh, took another out. The US is going to get surrounded if they don't do anything. Or the militia are going to get surrounded. I want to get in on some of this action, but the US are just surrounding this so effectively. I need to get all of them in this shot. Like, just like, if you see the far right of the screen, there's a single red dot, or red outline. That is the only sort of security they have off of this point. And then they have 7 guys on the backside of this compound. What are they going to do? They have no cover. 1 goes down. Oh, I really thought this was going to turn out really well for the militia. They were in such a good spot. And then they overcommitted, I think. That extra squad, I thought it was going to go okay. They overcommitted. They put too many people here. He should have sent that squad that dismounted into these wood lines. And even then, though, it's about who shoots better. It's tree-to-tree fighting. You don't have any cover. Like, it's about who shoots better. And even then, I wouldn't take those kind of odds. Not when you have the chance to choose your engagement. They chose to engage here. The militia chose to engage here. And they had a great start. They took out an MRAP. That's a driver gunner. Look at that. They're gonna get. They're surrounded now. Look at that. I didn't even see this this US up on the hill.
3, how's it look up there?
He's up here.
What was that, Tosh?
Matt Bob Raff. Sinkus? Sneaks. Look at that. They're just huddling behind this This Logi. No, it's a transport. Excuse me. Check out. Shoot at the Logi. Squad 2's looks like they're gonna try and push across this field with some MG support. They're pushing onto this compound. Great call by them. Be aggressive. Get in there. Get in there, Niels. Niels, keep up that suppression fire. Who's this? Revy and Jello. You had me at Jello. Clever. Get in there. Be aggressive.
10 infantry 020 from squad 1's position.
You can vault over these. V10. Oh, he doesn't need to. He can just see straight through. Oh. Come on, Jello. They're just booking it out of there. They're cutting their losses and leaving. They lost. Ooh, that's crushing. 1, 2. They lost at least 4.
They just pulled out a
5.
a Logi
They lost
here.
5 in that engagement.
Or some kind of vehicle.
I'd say 5 to 6 in that engagement. That was not good for the U.S. or for the militia. Militia looks like they're gonna try and push through those trees back to their old position, and then another squad gets caught out in on an island. Like that is like a literal island in a sea of grass. Lake of grass, I guess.
We got a radio indication.
Look at this. This guy's on an MG.
Copy that, dude.
Who are you? EV West. Look at this. Perfect. I'm trying to get your gun, man. Stop turning.
I need some more eyes to our south.
Look at that. Look at that MG set up with a tripod. You don't need to see anything. You just put the rounds down range. Something will happen.
Yeah, squad, whatever it's called. Squad 3 is looking east right now.
Let's face it, Mickey D's won. They always do. With the power of the U.S. military, they will get a McDonald's set up in this area. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
At least a squad northeast, 200 meters from our position, on smoke.
Calling out infantry on
Copy that.
smokes.
We've got it. We got it visual here. Squad 3's gonna flank. Squad 1.
All right, I gotta go a full view. I know a lot of you guys don't like this. I need to get a full view of this map to see what's going on. That's such a wide battle right now.
Yeah,
It's actually hard to make this out. We've got a platoon line spread out over, I'd say, like 400, 500 meters by the militia to our north, almost direct north, and they're going to try and push south through the area. Well, actually, two elements are going to try and push south, and it looks like this element that pushed off of the FOB, the old militia FOB, are going to try and push east and try and get them in an L-shaped sort of push. But the problem is the militia are fighting across the street, which gives the advantage to the U.S. since they've got the red dots and they've got just that better like mid-range engagement profile. The U.S. did push a squad through these two elements.
Alright, their radio is destroyed. They will not have
the U.S. are pushing through 2 militia elements, and they're trying and they're cutting them off. Divide and conquer. Look at that. The militia have pushed off that island.
Squad 3, go ahead and break contact. Alright, all squads, let's fall back into the location here.
Militia's experts telling them to break contact. I am loving the use. This is sort of evolved over the past. This is only the 3rd time we've used the mod officially, and even in tests. This is sort of what's developed with these unarmed strikers. Is they're really a meat shield. They can't shoot, but you're really getting like infantry pushes where infantry are running behind the striker or running away with the striker, sort of screening bullets for them, and it just makes it a really neat use. It's better, in my opinion, it's better than sit 300 meters back and shoot your 50 cal. The strikers are now getting in the fight. They're taking damage. They're soaking bullets, and they're just being a presence.
Squad 2, do you want to pick up with our striker or?
If an op has been one-sided, only the Americans won on both games. Do you review them and see what you can change to make it closer op next time? Yes and no, Xavier Brits. We do take into account, yes, US won both times. But we also take into factors like, squad leads. And then sometimes you don't want the op to be completely a 50-50 chance. Sometimes it's fun to come in at that disadvantage and disadvantageous position and things like that. So if it's a complete stomp, yes, we will.
Got 200 more.
We will try and balance it a little bit more. And in this case, if it's a stomp like this, we may evaluate where we're putting the
northeast, probably 100 meters
where we're putting the militia spawns. I think that'll benefit them a little bit more. But it has to be talked out amongst staff and things like that. So we'll see what they what ends up happening. Looks like an element. This element led by Dwarf Squad 2 is pushed off, and they're going to try and flank the U.S. from the southeast, just following the tree line. I like this call. They were getting picked apart on that island. He saved 1, 2. He only lost 4 in the engagement, so he's still more than half a squad. And we'll see if they manage to make some movement over here on the northwest. Looks like the majority of the militia forces are stuck across the street, though, fighting in the woods. I don't know why the call is getting made to cross this road. I guess they don't want to keep fighting over there. They've been losing too many guys. They're just going to try and regroup while they can. I see what he's trying to do. Just regroup. He's already lost a lot of guys, and then make a concerted push somewhere else. Let's see what militia plan on doing here. Let's see.
The radio, because we're taking heavy contact.
Looking at this, Russian command is dead. Or sorry, militia command is dead, and militia has lost. Okay, they've only lost 1 original squad lead. So we'll see if they manage to take charge. Is Best Pony still alive? He'd be the one to take over command for them. Best Pony is dead, so they actually have only 2 of the original squad leads. We'll see who takes charge of these guys. The U.S. do still have their original command up, so they still have a solid base to formulate plans from.
Expert, do you want the rest of the supplies dropped?
Yep, let's empty it out.
Some mobs I played in have been one-sided. Yeah, some. Yeah. We try and evaluate them and try and make them a little bit more balanced. If they're just so insanely one-sided, but they're like a fun one-sided, where like you know you're holding a position and they're running at you and you still lose, but it's really fun. We'll most of the time make those like a Wednesday op, where you only play it once a month, or like when you do it you only play it once. But our Saturday ops tend to be pretty replayable. This is obviously a brand new op. This is the first time we've run this. So testing needs to, or not testing, but we just need to play it out a little bit and see what comes of it. We still got the session 2 to see if the militia managed to pull off a win. And even still, the militia still have a chance right now. They have lost a lot of guys. They've lost only 6 more than the U.S. But they're in a good position to flank and just pincer in.
Squad 3's command.
Yeah, the Dwarf has finally managed to make some progress, and they are now assaulting from the southeast. They finally managed to push in here. Maybe open fire a little bit too early, but hey, they see a squad lead. They think it's somebody in the back. Could be command. They're thinking, take out the squad leads, take out the guys trying to provide leadership for the riflemen. Yeah, this is Dwarf and the rest of his 5-man squad. Or I should say 6-man.
My control.
Dwarf is taking point. We'll see if this pays off for him. It's another thing you gotta learn sometimes. You can't lead from the front always, but it's his style. Oh, Dwarf gets shot. Dwarf goes down.
Squad 3's in contact.
Oh, unfortunate. Leading from the front and goes down. He's still got 6 guys here. Waiting for orders. Jaster goes down.
Squad 1, start watching.
Oh, actually, only 3 guys. They're getting picked off. But they're making some progress here. Slight progress. Looks like Xbit is pulled out of this OP. Ooh. That grenade takes out Sughart. Maybe open fire a little too early. I would have tried to get into this wood line right next to the sandbags before actually trying to open fire. but they probably got spotted, so that's why they opened fire so early. But leading from the front is Honorobu. Yes. Yes, you must squad leads lead the way. It was a thought process I had for a long time. I was like, yeah, no, I lead from the front, but I'm not good enough of a shot to lead from the front. So I need guys to be in front of me, so that way I can tell them where to aim. That's what I spend 99% of my op doing. Is I just have my binoculars out and I'm just leading or guiding in fire.
Okay.
I have a 750 Ti and an i5. Can I get this? I don't know about the specs on a 750 fishy edge, but I have an i5 and that works pretty well.
All squads, a lot of
you see him! You see him!
Echo 10-7.
Oh, he's down. DFF shoots Halibrad. Good shot. Good shot.
We're 5 on the 5.
Looks like a majority of the contact is dealt with over here.
Copy that. Squad 2, once you get rescued,
yeah,
you need
everybody's
to get here.
dead over here.
And watch the
Let's see where the rest of these militia have moved to. Good flank on Dwarf's part. No, the flank was good, the execution was not. I liked what he was going for.
Yeah, I can still hear that thing. No, there was a tech a second ago.
Yeah, I know. But there's also a striker, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint where it's at.
Yeah.
The engines sound kind of similar.
How do you become a staff member in Squad Ops, and what do you do? Well, we have staff for a bunch of different things. We have staff members who are in charge of like community and dealing with like answering questions and getting people situated and on the website and those kind of things. We have staff for adminning our servers. We have staff for developing our website. Look, Techie got spotted to the side of the US FOB. Is getting lit up. It's interesting. Nacho brings us in, and the Strikers is being like a bloodhound. He found the Techie and he just started following it. They're saying Techie's down. They're saying Techie's down, but there are still 2 more people here. Saying Techie down, still 2 more. Short story, we do have staff for a lot of different positions. If you want to apply, there's a staff application in our README on the Discord. And whenever positions kind of open up or as we need them, we sort of go to those and pull from there. Alright, Nacho and his... Who's this? Evil John. Nacho and Evil John trying to make progress. But they're spotted. They're being shot at this entire way. Let's go. Evil John looks like he's going to stop and try and shoot back.
Be advised, squad lead, second squad lead of squad.
Best thing of the year was discover this group. Continue with that good contact. Well, thank you, Matthias. We really appreciate that, and as long as you guys like it and keep coming back to watch us, we will keep putting out these streams and anything else that we can to try and just make this a good fun for everybody. Nacho goes down. Evil John is the only infantryman left on this side of this flank. This Techie flank just failed horribly. Infantry pushing on the north, led by XF Swine. There's Stalker here and Jackboot. They're not going to cross that street.
Contact just across the road.
They're not going to cross that street. And then we've got 2 more on another Techie. I think the US are just able to get into position. And you see, a lot of things with like people talking about like looking back at the ops and things and trying to balance them more is think about how the op is supposed to be played. Maybe like the way I'm picturing this one is you got to catch the US. The point for me. It's going to be about catching the U.S. in convoy. I'm not going to put too much in trying to assault these final points because I just saw they get 4,000. Like if you read the object, they get 4,000 build points and 4,000 ammo. It's a lot. So I'm going to try and beat them before they get to this point assault them before they get a chance to get any of these defenses up. So maybe it comes down to that. Maybe we'll see in session 2 the militia are way more aggressive early and don't give the U.S. a chance to get dug in.
Let's go engine off on all vehicles.
Or maybe some militia are actually going to be able to push through this this defensive area the militia need to, or the U.S. have put up. We've got a 2-man flank over here by FX and Plex. We'll see if they manage to make any progress, because it looks like XF's element is just being torn apart, and that's good. XF and FX on either side of the flank. That's not going to get confusing. Yeah, XF, Swine, and Freestalker are left on this side, while FX and Plex are on the other side. Trying to make a push, but I don't think they're getting across this road. I feel like people underestimate graphics card. I only have a 1050 Ti, and I can run this game at high settings. That's true. People do underestimate the graphics card, and they want to splurge on that bigger one. Yeah, this will run 4K, but I don't have a 4K monitor, but I got it. But also, Zelo, Squad is a very CPU intensive game, also. So your CPU also plays a bigger factor than the than your graphics card. The graphics card does play a factor, but yeah. When is the next match, Ethan? This is round 2 of session 1. The next match is in 6:30, about 2.5 hours from now. Militia must push stuff up. They get installed. Trying to get the militia moving. It doesn't look like they're trying to cross the street, and Freestalker goes down. I'm gonna try and pull back. Get Swine in this shot. They can't be seen. None of these guys have... Well, actually, XF has a squad lead role, so he's got the binocular, or the tracers. Swine can't really be spotted, though. He doesn't have tracers. And, let's see, Jackboot made an awkward little crawl here. And it looks like this 2-man push of Plex and FX didn't go so hot. I see 2 dead militia bodies over here that are fresh. Yeah, that push got crushed. I think these pushes need to be a little more coordinated. Jackboot's crawling into Neverland, and Swine is left here because XF got shot. Swine is Swine and Jackboot. None of them are squad leads. Are they even in the same squad? No, doesn't look like it. Oh, they are in the same squad, so they do have communications with each other. They do have comms with each other. But what are they going to do? They got to assault this. They got to do it quick. Yeah, why do you not stream SOTT? There's really no... There's not much you can get out of... I guess you could just listen to it, but we'd much rather you be there. Swine gets a headshot right off. Quick, sneaky headshot. That was good on Swine. But the point of the SOTT is to actually be there and get the hands-on experience, and that's sort of how we hand out our certificates. We do have some of our videos. We have a few quick videos that sort of explain all of our SOTTs in like a quick 5-6 minute video. I was on the wrong body. That was XF's. I'm on Swine here, who's actually making the assault. Gets shot. Don't pull your bandage out, Swine.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right, now you can pull your bandage out. This makes me want to play. Yep, Cadam. This definitely gets you in a squad mood. Jackboot goes down in the distance. Swine is really making the progress here. We'll see if you can clear out. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 infantrymen here. 7 riflemen. Come on, Swine. Oh, there he goes. And he goes down. He did good. He did good. He was assaulting an OP with 7 guys in there. He took out 1. Well, what more can you hope for, really? Good job on Swine for that last stand. And the militia, or the U.S., did a great job this time. It was a lot closer for the first round. I think it was within like 9 or 10 by the end. But it really looks like they had a few key players here. DFF getting 7 kills. You had me at Jello getting 5. I was probably at the beginning with that original assault. And a lot of these guys who just managed to put in a lot of work. Even on the other side, Jack had 4 kills. So good job on everybody, both rounds. Really good first run of this op, I feel. We'll probably talk about how the U.S. played a role, or how to make the U.S. a little more balanced, maybe, or something along those lines. We'll probably continue as is for session 2, and then make any changes for next month or the next time we play this op. But thanks everybody for joining us. We thank you for all of our POVs on the ground. We had a lot of POVs this time. Thanks for our behind-the-scenes guy, Barden, for doing our camera switching and running basically everything behind Squad Ops. And thanks all you guys for watching. Check us out at squadops.gg. Register for our events. Sign up on our sign up for a free whitelist spot. And check us out in about 2 hours for session 2. This is ShadowedRitual signing off.